You know that moment when the world slows to a crawl, and the air thickens like molasses, heavy with unspoken truths? That's how it started for Emily Hayes. Perched on the edge of that worn-out floral armchair in her parents' Portland living room, the one that hadn't budged in 2 decades. Christmas lights danced mockingly through the frost-laced windows, casting fractured glows on the mahogany shelves crammed with family photos, vacations in the Cascades, graduations under rainy skies, celebrations where her forced smile always fell short of her eyes. The fireplace popped and hissed, sending out waves of heat that couldn't touch the ice forming in her chest. And then came Sophia's shriek, piercing like a siren, as she ripped into that gold-wrapped box. "Mom, Dad, this is perfect. You didn't have $2 for $300? Oh my God." She hauled out the creamy Gucci Marmont bag, stroking it like it was spun from gold threads, the logo winking under the lights as she pranced on her knees. 26. But acting like a kid in a candy store. Mom's face lit up like the tree. "Nothing but the best for our little star." Dad nodded, smug as ever. "You earned it, sweetheart." The room froze for Emily as she peeled back the paper on her own gift, a thin envelope sealed with a cheap snowflake sticker. Her fingers stayed steady. They'd learned the drill. Inside, a lousy $2 card with stock mountains and a printed season's greetings. No note, no cash, no nothing. Her face held firm. But inside, 29 years of fragile hope crumbled like dry leaves underfoot. Across the room, Aunt Lydia locked eyes with her, mouth parting in silent shock before she masked it. She saw it all, the raw favoritism, the quiet erasure. Dad glanced at his watch, twisting the band like it owed him money. "We better hit the road by 7. Traffic's gonna be a nightmare." Mom busied herself topping off Sophia's eggnog, dodging Emily's gaze with the ease of long practice. "Look at that leather shine," Sophia crowed, strutting around like she owned the place. "It matches everything." Emily's hands finally gave her away, a faint shake as she folded the card and tucked it away. A keepsake of being nothing. Earlier that day, in her cramped Portland apartment, she'd wrapped her gifts with aching precision. Her nurse's salary, $62,000 after taxes, stretched razor-thin by loans and bills. But she'd scrimped for months. The cashmere scarf for Mom, $190, in deep navy, tied with a bow she'd redone 4 times. "She'll adore the pattern," Emily had murmured to her mirror. The engraved Montblanc pen for Dad, $160. Boxed in velvet, he griped about his old one during client calls. And for Sophia, a vintage fashion coffee table book, $130, with a note about that New York exhibit they'd sworn to hit together. A sibling vow gathering dust. Maybe this year's different, she'd told her reflection, dabbing on lipstick, that stubborn spark of hope flickering against the odds. Now, she stood there, smoothing her dress as the family orbited around Sophia's glow. Sophia snapped selfies for her Insta feed. Dad knocked back another scotch. Mom fussed over cookie platters. "I need some air," Emily said, voice level despite the storm raging inside. No one glanced up except Aunt Lydia, who crossed the room and gripped her arm like a lifeline. "You're not imagining this," she whispered, fierce and low. "You deserve the world." Emily nodded, throat knotted, and grabbed her coat from the hall. The wool itched like accusations as she buttoned it slow, bottom to top. No one noticed her slip out, leaving the feast untouched. The silence chased her down the steps, across the slick path to her snow-dusted car. The drive to Council Crest Park dragged on for 12 eternal minutes. She parked at the overlook. The city sprawled below like an indifferent constellation. Portland pulsed on with its holiday hum, blind to her solitary vigil. When had she faded into the background for them? The question misted the glass. She pulled out the card, not just paper, but a monument to decades of being sidelined. 29 years of chasing equal scraps of affection, boiled down to this mass-produced slap. Tears broke free at last, scorching paths down her face. And in that blur of lights through salt water, she saw it clear: love would never come fair from them. A month slunk by in heavy quiet, broken only by sparse family pings. Aunt Lydia checked in daily, a quiet anchor. One drizzly Tuesday after her shift at the hospital, Emily scattered old albums across her floor. January's weak sun filtered through the clouds, illuminating the dig site of her life. 1 month since the card. Emily Hayes. Excavating her own grave, she muttered, finger tracing a photo from her 16th birthday, a wilted grocery store cake under fluorescent buzz. Her grin pasted on. Next to it, Sophia's 21st at a swanky downtown loft. Crystal glasses clinking over a towering custom confection. Dad's arms slung around her like she was the prize. Mom adjusting Sophia's diamond earrings. How had she archived her own vanishing act so neatly? College letters in sleeves, hers to Oregon State on merit scholarship. Their clipped note, handle your own extras with a job. Sophia's to design school, proud of you, focus on dreams. We'll cover it all. Her fingers trembled flipping to graduation shots. Parents showing late. Dad watch checking. Sorry. Kid, Sophia's internship event ran over. Mom had pecked her cheek, asking about job hunts before the cap toss even ended. The proof piled up like indictment files. She yanked open her drawer for the ledger, columns of self-made survival. Loans at $28,000. Juggled with night shifts at $14 an hour. Dad's email. Can't spot your deposit now, tight month. Clipped article. Sophia's tuition $42,000 yearly. Plus $25,000 for Paris inspiration trip. Numbers seared like brands. Her rent stub. $1,300 for a drafty one-bed. Sophia's post. Grateful for family backing my dream loft. $3, $200/month. Phone buzzed, ignored. Instead, she sifted birthday cards. Mom's script repeating, to Emily. Keep pushing. She slipped the Christmas card into her journal, inking below, the final plea for scraps. Phone pinged, family chat. She muted it. Done. Mom's text, Sunday grill, steaks on Dad. Emily, plans already. No fluff. Sophia called, help move my stuff? Parents tied up. Finger paused. Old Emily would have dropped everything. Hauled boxes till dawn. New one, can't. Good luck. Dots danced. What's up with you? Deep breath. Space from family stuff. Instant, mom'll freak. Emily set the phone down. Not her fire to put out anymore. In the bathroom mirror, she stared down her hazel eyes. The straight nose, 29 years begging for parody. When does chasing ghosts become suicide? She asked the glass. Journal open. What did I tell a patient in this mess? Clarity hit like cold water. You deserve dignity. Love ain't a contest. Sometimes blood can't see your worth. She boxed the albums. Ledger. All of it, not to bury, but to arm herself against doubt. The pattern was etched in stone. Not her fever dream. When had a lifelong hurt demanded your stand? 6 weeks deeper into her new resolve, Emily plunged her hands into slick clay at the community studio, the wheel humming under her palms as form took shape from chaos. Saturdays here were sacred now. $280 course fee magnet to her fridge. Bet on me. Natural touch. Emily, instructor Carla said. Gray streaks framing her nod. Most battle the mud, you flow with it. The parallel stung sweet. 29 years warring for family scraps, now reshaping her core. Therapy words from Dr. Elena Reyes echoed. Values yours. Not theirs to dole. $95 sessions. Rerouted from gifts that gathered dust. Last night, she'd stripped the last family pic from her wall. Hanging abstract storms instead, lone figures defiant in gales. Bookshelf reborn with thrillers she craved. Not Dad's refined tomes. Phone vibrated. Mom's weekly probe. Host Easter? Sophia's swamped. Show your flair. The jab hid in plain sight. Old Emily, yes. Desperate proof. Today, committed elsewhere. Boundary sharp as a scalpel. Solid centering, Carla praised her bull. In every sense. Monday's staff meeting brought a jolt. Director Patel slid her eval across. Outstanding. Emily. Patient feedback off the charts. Your empathy workshops transformed care. A note leaped. Nurse Hayes made me the hero in my own recovery story. Warmth bloomed where voids once ached. Lead summer training? Stipend included. Independent now rang like praise. Not dismissal. Yes. Email. Conference invite. Instinct to trash. Reyes mantra. Claim the good. Accepted. Bank app. $600 to house fund. Her time. Her future. Midnight ring. Sophia sobbing. He dumped me, come now. Old pull tugged. Breath. Sorry, talk lunch tomorrow. No. Your hurt's real. But so's my rest. Stunned quiet. Okay. Sorry for the hour. Hang up. Mom's voicemail raged in at 1:15, deleted midway. Ripples spread. Colleague Mark from ER stopped by. Dinner Friday? Admire your fire. Aunt Lydia visited. Draping Grandma's quilt. She saw you true, left this for your strength. Pottery group hiked Multnomah Falls. Therapist noted her uncurled spine. At rounds. When admin brushed her idea. Pierlina backed. Emily's pushed this, data solid. Family text, cousin Ben's wedding. June. All RSVPs gush. Emily, I'll come. Drive solo. Mom DM, why complicate? Boundaries ain't drama. Calendar, wedding 2 hours max. Bring Mark. Balcony herbs thrived. Journal, nourish what serves. Be buzzed purposeful. Her answer rooted deep, seeds of worth. Ready to sprout. 3 months on. At the wedding. Emily stepped from Mark's car. Emerald dress hugging her frame, budgeted elegance. Stunning, he murmured. Hand at her back. The vineyard venue rolled toward misty hills. Uncle Frank's pick on his mechanic's dime, questionable splurge. Set? Mark asked. She nodded. Therapy forged armor gleaming. Sophia waved wildly. Sequins blazing like false stars. Overdressed as ever. You showed. With Mark Ellis, colleague. And partner. Sophia's brows shot up. Mom missed that memo. Not everything shared now. Mom swooped. Smile brittle. Eyes scanned Emily's modest pendant. The dress. Mark's solidity. Hug robotic. Your place must feel tight with two. Sting glanced off. It's perfect. Dad shuffled up. Suit baggy. My self-made girl. Pat awkward. Cramped quarters. Echo chamber. Smile only. Aunt Lydia hugged true, proud. Parents' finances crumbling, bad bets. Ceremony blurred in vows and veils. Reception revealed cracks, Dad haggling photographer on tabs. Mom's purse knockoff. Scuffed. Sophia's card declined at bar. Panic flashing. Garden escape, roses thick with scent. Hiding. Sophia slouched on bench. Makeup streaked. Taking space. She deflated. You're changed. Saw the unfairness. Apologies spilled. Sorry, I took it all. Weighted conditions often followed. They can't float me. Dad's firm sinking. Condo gone. Cards maxed. Sat distant. Tough. Never learned independence like you. Tear-carved makeup. Sunset gilded her like fading embers. Silence settled. First real between them since kids. Inside. Dad cornered by desserts. Your money smart, teachers plan well. Sip. Wait. Need guidance. Family thing. Relatives buzzed. Heard your lead role. Mom, our steady one, so reliable. Overheard Mark, most respected nurse around. Pride real. Sophia, affordable spots? Roomies? Irony bit. Suddenly visible for utility. Dad hinted loans. Can't, my balance first. To Sophia, budget basics. Shared rent, my early grind. Mom guilt, we gave so much. Did you? Quiet cut. At 9. To Mark, out. Relief mutual. Drove to Haystack Rock. Barefoot in surf. Handled masterfully. Waves whispered. Clarity's the blade. Strength in refusal. Not rage. How many walk from chains for self? A week post-wedding. Emily arrived at parents at 6 sharp. Honda beside Dad's fading Mercedes. Rust creeping. Tower timer set. Porch light sputtered. Knocked, no key claim. Mom's hug desperate. Smile forced. Thriving on that raise. Living room shifted, leather gone. Cheap couch in. Photos intact. But luxury vanished. Dad stood slumped. Prompt. Early rounds tomorrow till 8. Sophia twisted hands. Mute. Mom's tray, your cookies, family bonds, tough times. Dad paced cold hearth. Hayes' legacy matters. Mom gripped. Proud of your grit, never asked much. Skin crawled, same play. Coffee sip. Wait. Market crash hit hard, losses massive. Mom, house at risk. Dad, Sophia's rent spiking. Mom, your new titles pay bump. Puzzle snapped. Card on table. This woke me. Dad scoffed. Card? Serious talk here. Finger traced. 29 years lesser. Sophia's lavish bashes versus her scraps. College funds unequal. Mom paled. Unintentional. Consistent. Dad flushed. Gave needs. Sophia, she's right, we diminished her. I profited. Myth shattered. Not punishment, but respect or nothing. Mom, won't aid sister? Not at my cost. Help her build. Not bail. Dad barked, repay us. Offer truth instead. Sophia, she owes 0. Silence pure. Raw. Stood, acknowledge. Respect lines. Willing to guide basics. Out into night. Stars judging. Truth's power in calm delivery. What truth awaits your voice? 1 year from that card. Emily unlocked her new condo door, click of triumph. Life remade not by their gifts, but her claims. Last box down. Mark grinned. Books. Partnership. Not savior. Framed key. $20,000 freedom. Overtime. Nose to drains. Aunt Lydia vased flowers. You forged this. Son pulled on table for 4. Intentional circle. Dad's text. Moves smooth. Mom called weekly. Tentative genuine. Sophia arrived with Fern. Decent wine, job uniform. No flash. Roomy hunt good, she's budgeting pro. Humility new. Mark hung shades. Hood cabin next summer? Yes. Alone later. Card framed on desk. Pain to power. Journal. Worth an 8. Mentored a colleague on family dismissal. Boundaries liberate. Savings, adventures. Studio invite. Showpieces. Balcony sunset. Whisper to wind. Found me. Journal shut, no more proofs needed. Lights off. Rooms of intent. Love begged ain't love.